Hi everybody, this is Stefan with Migraine International Patients Perspective for the Migraine Buddy Group. And I haven't done a video in a while, so I'm going to cover a few subjects, hopefully not make this too long. A lot of people on the page have been talking about different medications, so I wanted to address that first. You know, we have the class of CGRPs that came out a few years ago, Emgality, Aimovig, and Ajovy, and we've all had different experiences with those. And more recently, another group of CGRPs came out: Qulipta, Cymbalta, Ubrelvy, and Nurtec. Nurtec is the one that worked the best for me. It's the one that just this tablet that you dissolve on your tongue, and it's also one that you have to take when you really first feel the pain coming on. Once you get into a full-blown migraine, I don't know that it's going to be as effective, and that goes for most of all of the abortive medications. Second, Botox is another treatment that was suggested by one of my neurologists, and I'll get into an explanation of that in just a minute. Some of you have mentioned magnesium glycinate. I haven't tried that myself. I've read your comments, and so it's kind of a mixed bag between, you know, what works for one person and what works for another. I'd be interested in hearing your experiences if you have not done that, and you can leave those as comments on this post. So, you know, when we think about our migraines, it's not an omnipotent, separate thing from everything else in our body. We can have other medical conditions that can affect our migraines. And, you know, just a couple of examples: diabetes. If your blood sugar is going up and down because you have a poor diet or limited activity or whatever, you know, diabetes can be a contributing factor to your migraines. So getting your blood sugar under control is always good. You know, if you take a whole body health strategy for that. The other one is high blood pressure. Now, high blood pressure and diabetes can run hand in hand with each other. But if you've had cardiac conditions and other things that could cause high blood pressure, stress, which is also something we need to try to avoid, it can contribute to high blood pressure. So some of the other posts have talked about drug availability, like, you know, the Emgality. Some people were having trouble getting it because of either shortages of the injectors, because Emgality, the drug in Emgality, is also used for, I think they said it was weight loss. So, you know, there's so much demand for that drug and that injector that they run short. The same thing happened to me with my diabetes medicine. I was taking Trulicity for my blood sugar, and they just ran out. And as a consequence, I came completely off of that, and it really wasn't voluntary. So, the other thing, you know, when we take over-the-counter medications, whether it's Motrin or Excedrin or Tylenol or prescription abortive or pain medications, those medicines, if we take them too often, can lead to rebound headaches. And I'll get back to that as well. There was a comment that someone made about COVID-19 and migraines. I'm not sure if it's specifically migraines. It could just be, you know, severe headaches. But COVID has been known to cause headaches. And I'll give you an example. My wife never had headaches. I've had migraines for 40 some odd years, almost 50. And she's never had them. And when she got COVID the first time, she went about 4 months with headaches very, very frequently. Now, they weren't like mine. Yes, she did have some bad ones, but she got through that, and it finally came to an end. Then we got COVID a second time this past Christmas, and I had a 14-day nonstop migraine. And it came with the noise sensitivity, it came with the light sensitivity, some nausea. I was eating Tums, I was taking the pink stuff, Pepto-Bismol, and also other things to like Alka-Seltzer to try to calm my stomach. And I normally don't have nausea issues with headaches, so it had something to do with the COVID. So as far as rebounds go, we all know that caffeine, whether it's coffee or Coca-Cola, can almost assuredly cause you to have rebound. Now, the problem is, for me, for example, I do a lot of driving, and when I'm on the road and I feel it coming on, or I left the house in the morning with a medium headache or whatever, if I go out and have a couple of Cokes, it'll go away. But 3 a.m., when the body is craving that Coke, that headache comes roaring right back. So it's a really, I've gotten off of that roller coaster and then gotten back on it. It's a really tough thing. And over-the-counter medications like Excedrin and ibuprofen and others can cause rebound as well. And the reason they limit you on, at least this is what I'm aware of, they limit you on the number of abortive pills is because they don't want you to become dependent or get rebound from taking things like Nurtec, Ubrelvy, or any other abortive they might give you. The thing that we need to remember as migraine sufferers is consistency, and I've said this before. Consistency in the time you go to bed, the time you get up, when you have your meals, when you take your medications, all of those things, we need to try to be as consistent as possible. It can be a very boring existence, but if that helps us reduce or eliminate pain, that's not a bad thing. So as for me, I went to the same neurologist for 10 years, and it became I became aware that she had sort of given up on the treatments because nothing was working, and I guess I was becoming less cooperative because she wouldn't change anything. So I left that neurologist and started with another, and the first thing I told the new neurologist is, I'm on all this stuff, none of it's working, and I want to get off of all of it, which my first neurologist would never let me do, and I want to start fresh. And he looked at my charts and he said, okay, we're going to take you off all of this stuff, the Emgality, the Topamax, the gabapentin, the Zoloft, and and all these other things. We're going to take you off all of that, and we're going to try Botox treatments. So I'm like, I really didn't want to do that, but I haven't tried it. So some of you guys have had good luck with Botox. So I kind of went in, and the first treatment was a little uncomfortable. But I had about 4 or 5 days of good days with no pain, and my brain wasn't fogged or anything like that. I thought I was feeling pretty good, and then they came back. So Botox treatments are only like once every 3 months. So came back in for the second Botox treatment in January, and again, it was not a comfortable thing to go through, having 31 shots in your head, and it hasn't done anything. So I had another doctor that recommended that I go to one of the university hospitals, headache specialist, to see if they could do something for me. But I'm strongly considering talking to my neurologist about dropping the Botox. The other thing about Botox is the copay through my insurance company is pretty high. So it's like $1,600 American dollars per treatment, and that's the copay after insurance. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to focus on my overall health, my diabetes, my I said by diabetes, blood sugar, blood pressure, and diet, and try to increase my activity, which has been really hard to do because of the headaches. So if you have any comments that you think would be good for the group, or in response to anything that I've said, or have a topic that you want me to try to cover, please do that, and do that in the comments. And in the first couple of weeks of March, I think it's either the 2nd or the 4th, I'd have to look it up, but the Migraine World Summit is coming up. Now, the Migraine World Summit is a series of interviews that are done with migraine specialists from around the world. And they cover a wide range of topics. You can actually go to migraineworldsummit.com and look at the list of speakers and topics. Now, you can sign up for free, and don't quote me on that, but I believe you can sign up for free, and you have to watch the videos within 24 hours, or you have to pay. So, the videos are available for free for a certain period of time, and then if you want to watch them after that, you have to become a member and all that kind of stuff. But we actually got one of our group members, maybe more than one, from the Migraine World Summit, and her name is Jill, and she pops in and comments on a lot of our different subjects, and she is a migraine advocate and a former interviewee at the Migraine World Summit. So, and she happens to live in the same home state that I do in Michigan. So anyway, we're going to wrap this up, and I hope you guys have gotten something out of this. And I have a new toy, got a new microphone, a little better than the camera microphone. And we will see you on the next video. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Migraine International Patients Perspective on YouTube, and also to join our Migraine Buddy group on Facebook. And we will see you next time.